We're going to keep the show moving. We have a next speaker, and she's amazing. She's a stay-at-home mom, and before the Empower Network, she had no direct sales or internet marketing experience. Then this March, she made $33,700. She's not paid for ass. Let's give a warm welcome to Miss Laura Parrish, everybody.
I'm sorry. I'm a very OCPD person. I like to have everything in its place, and I want to know exactly what I'm going to say and have everything laid out. And, I really felt that I didn't want to do that because really speaking from the heart and putting my heart out there for you guys to take, I think is the best thing. And I'm going to leave it on the stage for you guys and hope that you can get something from it.
Awesome.
So, I'm a stay-at-home mom. Obviously, you guys know that. I've been with Empower Network for less than 11 months. Okay? And, before... I'm sorry. I got an 86 to bling. I thought that was badass. You think the neck was badass? So, just a stay-at-home mom, guys. I've got a beautiful 2-year-old son and a beautiful 5-year-old daughter. My husband is here. He came to the event. So grateful that he's here, Blaze, and so thank you for being here, honey. But, really, I come from the same place that a lot of you guys come from. We're going to talk about why I'm holding this and not wearing it in a few minutes. But, really, I just wanted to supplement, our income. I just wanted to not live paycheck to paycheck anymore. Before we had kids, I worked in the restaurant business just like my husband, working 60 hours a week, busting my ass, right? We all know how that feels, not making what I felt like it was worth. When we had kids, we decided that we didn't want a stranger to raise our kids, right? So I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and he makes a decent income, so I could do that. But quite honestly, we just met the bills. That's all we did. We just skated by. Forget having a date night, because those of you out there who are, married or have a significant other or whatnot, and you have kids, and to get a babysitter is like $100, right? And then if you want to go to a movie, that's like $80 now. And if you want to eat dinner, that's like $80. So it's like damn near $200+ to go out on a date, right? So that wasn't happening. It was really sabotaging our marriage to not be able to spend time together the way that we felt what we wanted to and that we deserved to. And we've been married for over 10 years, So it sucks to not be able to do that anymore. And so, really, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I wanted to find something to do working from home. It wasn't a scam. One of those schemy little things, as we all know, right? And I came across something in May, and it was just another one of those schemy little things, right? And about 20 days later, the back end of that was this thing called Empower Network. And, I didn't know if it was real. We all have skepticism. It's natural. It's our defense mechanism. And, I said, I'm going to give this a try. Because what beats 100% commission? Nothing, right? I mean, who doesn't want to make 100% commissions, right?
Yeah.
So, isn't that the most badass thing ever? We should be getting that straight about 100% commission. So I was like, well, let me give this a try. I didn't know that Empower Network was going to change my life. I didn't know that. I didn't expect that. All I was expecting was to try to do something that could help, give the finances back. And of course, having kids is like the most wonderful thing in the world, but, all of a sudden you're responsible for these little beings, that are running around and like, you have to take care of them. They can't do anything for themselves, right? So you, lose really who you are. And I wanted that back too, because I knew I deserved it. And all while all this is going on, guys, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I've been sober for just over 2 years now.
Yeah.
I'm damn lucky that man's still sitting right there. And I'm damn lucky I still have my kids. Because a lot of people out there in the same position I wanted to be a part of a group. I wanted to be a part of something. You know what I mean? I wanted to feel like I was a part of something. And whatever it cost me personally, you know, at the sake of my family, my kids, right? So this Empower Network thing I came across, I didn't expect it to change my life. I expected to make a lot of money because I said I'm badass, I'm going to make a lot of money, right? That's what we want to do. You know, and I did it part-time. I really just worked Empower Network part-time. You know, I didn't, go balls to the walls with it. So that was May, and then comes September, right? So the first conference was in Atlanta, right? And it was right after I joined. And I didn't go to that conference because I just joined Empower Network, and I didn't know really what Empower Network was really about, so I didn't go. But I went to San Diego. And the funny thing is when I checked in at San Diego, they handed me a red lanyard with my name on it. They're like, oh, you got a red lanyard. I'm like, well, what's that? Well, that's top 150 or top 200 of the contest, whatever. I say, contest? What contest? Like, I didn't know it was a contest. But somehow, some way, I made it to the top 150, top 200, right? Which was like another, one of those signs because, man, I'm doing this part-time and I'm not even paying attention to it. And I got top 200, man, what would happen if I actually paid attention to it, right? What would happen if I actually put the little kid toys aside and start focusing on it? So I thought about that, and then the event happened. And my subject tonight is the power of events, which is perfect for me because events are what changed my life. Events are what changed my life, and this event is what will change your life. I don't have like 8.5 minutes, but I've got like 2 hours to talk, right? I really need 2 hours to talk. So anyway, it's amazing how we do things subconsciously. Like if you eat Cheerios every morning for breakfast, you just get up and you go make yourself a bowl of Cheerios, right? You don't get up and say, well, okay, let me walk, to the kitchen and pour the Cheerios. You just subconsciously do it because it's habit, right? So I connected with David Sharp because him and I have, the same type of history. And, subconsciously in San Diego, I went up to that man and I said, my name is Laura Parrish, and I shook his hand. I said, I've been sober for 18 months, and in Austin, I'm going to be in the top 35. I'm going to be on your stage, and I'm going to have a band just like Tracy Walker. And he just looked at me. Yeah, that's right, Tracy. And he just looked at me and he said, I believe you. And, damn me if I know if he was serious or not, but something in his eyes, it was a moment. And the thing about these events that really is magical is that you get these moments that you don't even know that you needed. I didn't even know that I needed that. See, because before I went to an event, I was just philandering around. Hell, I didn't even know there was a contest, and I made top 200. Part-time, right? And I needed to hear that. Because I needed someone to believe in me. Because I obviously didn't believe in myself. I was kind of just not having a lot of direction, right? And that was it. It was on. Now, next day, I was sitting in the front row with my red lanyard, and Lawrence came and just talked, and Tony Rusher just talked, and Dave Sharp said, well, I'm going to come off stage because a young lady really spoke out and touched me yesterday, and I want to call her out. So he came off stage and started walking towards me. And I was like, oh, shit. Me? He's like, yeah, stand up, tell your story, or just tell everybody what you told me. And I just said in front of the crowd, I'm going to do this, this, and this, which now makes me accountable in front of, at that time, 3,000 people. And by the way, Empower Network at that time only had like 22,000 people to the 120,000 people now.
Yeah!
So now it was on. I was accountable, right? I'm like, damn, I just told 3,000 people I was going to be on stage. Right? So I went home and I changed my focus and I put the little kid toys away and I put the shiny things away. Yeah, it's great to make, decent money and this little thing here and that little thing there. But you know what? I want to make a lot of money every month for the rest of my life, not having to work nearly as hard.
There you go.
Because I'm worth it. But before San Diego, I didn't know I was worth it. The thing about Empower Network is it lifts you up and edifies you and believes in you until you can believe in yourself. If you would have asked me less than 11 months ago if I would be standing on stage in front of 6,000 people telling my story, I would have been like, you are crazy. Period. If you would have asked me if I would have made $33,700 in 1 month, that's not even conscionable, right? And so I went home and I made it happen, right? Free. I don't pay for advertising, right? So then comes Austin, and here I am again, and I'm on stage, and I needed another moment, but I didn't know it, again, that I needed another one. You know, so I was on stage, I got a little iPad, you know, for selling tickets, and I was on stage for Commission Countdown and the All-In Call. But you know, when we were up there with our mini iPads, you know, David Wood and David Sharp we were talking with each other, and you know, he just kind of turned around and he scanned, and David Sharp's eyes met mine, right? And he walked up, and he put his arm around me and kind of squeezed me close, and he said, "You made it." And subconsciously, in that moment, I said, next time, I'm going to make it bigger. And that's all I said. And he just squeezed me, and he walked away. Now, that might sound really insignificant to you. And really, I didn't even understand the power of that when it happened to me, right? But it was life-changing, and I needed to connect with that. And that's what we talk about this weekend, and those of you who were just in the top 200 meeting, about finding one person. If you just hear one person's story, it doesn't matter if it's a leader who's on the stage or if it's anybody else, one person will change your life forever. For me, that was David Sharp, because he believed in me, you know, when I couldn't believe in myself. And, you know, I looked at my husband and I said, well, you know, after I had my first $30,000 month in 28 days, I had hit 30,000, and we were sitting at dinner, and I looked at him and I said, if I'd have told you 10 months ago I would make $30,000 in 1 month, what would you have said? I won't say out loud on stage what he said. There's no way, right? It's just not possible because our brains are ingrained to think that it just doesn't work like that, right? That we're not worth it. I felt a little weird, right? Because I was a recovering alcoholic. And I always wanted to be a part of something, and I didn't know what that part of something was, or what the vehicle for that would be. Empower Network. Empower Network was the vehicle. Empower Network was my vehicle. And Empower Network will be your vehicle. But this is what you got to do, guys. And you know, you guys always say to us as the leaders, you know, what's the secret? If you just tell me what you do, where you do it, how you do it, what is in your ad, I'll do that same thing, and I'll have just what you have. But you know what? I can give you all of that. I can give all of you that. Okay. But if you don't have a heart, and if you don't have a passion for what you're doing, if you don't believe in yourself and in this business, you won't have what I have. You won't have what Tracy Walker has, or Tony Rush. You won't have that. You have to believe in yourself. So what I want to talk about with this lanyard here, you know, because we all get these little lanyards, this classifications, you know, top whatever $30,000 per month, or you know, top 200 with a red lanyard or blue lanyard, you know, and I love it because the days talk about how, you know, representing and showing and giving our leaders, you know, the respect that they deserve because they work hard, right? But every single person, whatever color lanyard you have in here, is special to me. And this lanyard to me doesn't represent how much money I make or how much money I will make, even though I plan on making $100,000 next month. This lanyard to me represents every single life that I've changed. Period. Because my original intention was to be a stay-at-home mom and help supplement income, so my husband and I could go on dates and we didn't have to live paycheck to paycheck. But I got a lot more than I bargained for, didn't I?
Yeah.
A lot more. Life-changing stuff, right? Period. And it's just amazing to me the people that have reached out to me and said, you know, you've changed my life. Your story matches my story. I want to be the next Laura Parrish. You know what that means to me when someone says that to me? Because I never thought that I would ever have anything to say out of this mouth that would ever mean anything to anybody. I never thought I would ever have anything of value to offer anyone. And look at me now. was to make a little money to help my family out, right? But what I learned, because I struggled too at the beginning, but I didn't have to struggle long because of Empower Network, because all these other leaders came before me and I followed in their footsteps, right? But my first goal was to make money to help my family, right? But when I learned that my breakthrough came from the belief that David Sharp and Empower Network had in me, and also when I stopped worrying about making the almighty dollar, and I started worrying about what your story was and how I could change your life. What's going on with you and how I could help lift you up and help you to believe in yourself. When I started having a genuine care and concern and compassion for every individual that came to me for help and stopped worrying about making money, by God, that's when I started making money. Because you see, people will follow you to the ends of the earth if they trust you, if they believe in you, if you believe in them, and you believe in yourself. So, in closing, I implore you guys, please, believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, get something out of this weekend and know that every single leader here, these guys who created this dream and have allowed us to be a part of it, we all believe in you. That's right. And don't say, well, I'm looking for this or I'm looking for that, because a lot of people look for things in life and then they don't find them and they're like, well, hell, I'm just going to give up because I didn't find it. Right? When you stop looking is when it really happens. Right?
We are the secret.
That's right. And that's right, the secret is inside of you.
Yes.
And that's what happened to me because I wasn't looking for this. I didn't bargain for this. But by God, whoo, look at me now.
Thank God for it.